All right, let's pull back the curtain on a world that honestly affects every single one of us, but that very few people truly get. We're talking about the high-stakes game of financial auditing. Welcome to the Auditor's Playbook. It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer is anything but. I mean, when you look at a company's big financial report, how do you actually know you can trust any of it? Who's the person making sure the story those numbers tell is true? Well, the best way to think about them is as financial detectives. Seriously, these folks aren't just number crunchers. They are investigators, and their mission is to sniff out deception and make sure everyone is playing by the rules. And just like any good detective, they have a playbook. Their mission is mapped out with incredible precision. They have to consider fraud and non-compliance with laws in every single audit they do. This right here, this is their guide to protecting financial integrity. So what exactly are these detectives looking for when they open up the books? Well, the playbook really splits their focus into two main threats, two major adversaries they're trained to confront in every investigation. First up, we have fraud. And listen, the key word here is intentional. This isn't about an honest mistake or a simple error. No, fraud is a deliberate act. It's someone using deception on purpose to get an unfair, illegal advantage. It's a calculated move. The second big threat is non-compliance. Now, this one's a bit broader. It's all about breaking the rules. And here's the crucial difference. This can be intentional or unintentional. Somebody could be actively trying to dodge a regulation, or they could just be completely unaware they're even breaking it. So it all boils down to one thing: intent. Let's put them side by side. Fraud is all about that deliberate deception, trying to gain something. Non-compliance, on the other hand, is about breaking the rules, whether you meant to or not. For an auditor trying to figure out the why behind an action, that is a huge part of the investigation. Okay, so let's zoom in on fraud for a minute. How do these financial detectives actually go about hunting for that kind of intentional deception? I'll tell you this much: it's not about getting lucky, it's a very systematic process. Their mission follows a pretty clear four-step process. It all starts with a mindset, what's called professional skepticism. Then they do a risk assessment, asking things like, okay, where is this company most vulnerable? Where could someone manipulate the numbers? From there, they design their actual investigation to respond to those specific risks. And finally, they get written confirmation from management, making them go on the record about their responsibilities. You know, this quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of what it means to be an auditor, a questioning mind. It means you can't just take anything at face value. You've got to constantly be asking, does this really make sense? Could there be another explanation? Is this piece of evidence solid? It's this mindset of trust, but always verify. Now, let's swing over to the other side of the playbook. What about that second threat, non-compliance? This is all about making sure the company is, being a good corporate citizen and is actually following all the laws and regulations that apply to it. I mean, it's one thing to go looking for issues, but what happens when they actually find something? When they uncover real evidence that a company isn't playing by the rules? What does the playbook say they have to do next? Well, they have a very clear protocol. They don't just raise a red flag and walk away. They have to dig in and understand what happened and why. Then they go talk about it directly with management and the board. This isn't about pointing fingers, it's about getting clarity. From there, they figure out if they have a legal duty to report it, they assess the real damage to the financials, and in some really extreme cases, they might have to make the tough call to just walk away from the job entirely. And all this brings up a really important question, one that actually causes a ton of confusion. Where does the company's job end and the auditor's begin? People think it's a blurry line, but actually, it's a very clear one. It's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Management's number one job is to prevent and detect fraud in the first place. They're the ones who have to build strong systems and a culture of integrity. Basically, they own the system. The auditor's job? Totally different. Their role is to check that system and give what's called reasonable assurance, which isn't a 100% guarantee, but it's a very high level of confidence that the company's financials aren't misleading. So why does any of this matter so much? We've gone through the playbook, the threats, the responsibilities, but let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, because this whole mission, it's about something way bigger than one company's balance sheet. At the end of the day, this is really the main takeaway. An audit is the fundamental mechanism that allows all of us, investors, employees, the public, to have faith in financial information. Without these financial detectives and their playbook, the trust that our entire economy runs on would honestly just crumble. And that really leaves us with one final thought. As finance gets more and more complex, faster, more digital, is this playbook, this very human-led investigation, still the best defense we have for ensuring integrity and trust? That's a huge question for the future of our financial world.